So hi everybody, it's Karen Russo here in Scottsdale, and I am with Jevin Hodge, who's running for U.S. Congress, and it's really exciting. There are in our district Republicans, Independents, and Democrats who may not have met Jevin. And here we're AZ01, which is Scottsdale and Paradise Valley and Fountain Hills and Cave Creek and North Phoenix. And for those voters who don't know you, who is Jevin Hodge?
Well, I first want to say thank you. It is a great opportunity and honor to have the chance to connect with you, and to everybody viewing here today. Thanks for taking the time to spend with us. A little bit about me. I'm an Arizona native, born and raised here in the great state, son of a single parent. My mother raised my brother and I by herself and taught us everything that we needed to know to be successful. Faith, hard work, service to others, and how to get the job done. But growing up, times weren't always easy for us. We lived in affordable housing, we were on food stamps, didn't have a car until I was a sophomore in high school. And I'm a proud public school kid from Head Start to high school, and bust my tail and was awarded the opportunity to go to one of the nation's top universities on a Pell Grant and a bunch of loans. And I came out as a young business leader and get to travel the country and help mission-driven organizations execute their goals and maximize impact for the communities in which they're serving. And now I'm running for the United States Congress. The proud president of the Booker T. Washington Child Development Center, the state's longest running Head Start, and we get to serve communities from all walks of life. And so it's a great, it's just amazing.
Things are really in a bit of a state here in Arizona and in the country when it comes to just thinking about democracy.
Mm-hmm.
And so everything from voting rights to reproductive rights to marriage equality, those sometimes are issues that are really important to people just in terms of freedoms.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about your point of view.
Yeah, of course. And when you think about where we're at right now, the unfortunate reality is that we are stronger when we're together. And when we work together, and when we are creative, and when we're innovative. It's the things that makes us uniquely America. And we have individuals in the halls of Congress that are working every single day to tear down, deconstruct, and destroy what we have worked so hard to protect and to preserve. So we need leaders that are going to be on the front lines, protecting our most sacred treasure. And that's our right to vote and to participate in our democracy, and every freedom that comes along with that, so that you can be an individual that freely chooses to do what you so choose with your body, or have the ability to decide where you want to live and how you want to live your life. And we need leaders that are going to be on the front lines, fighting to protect those principles and those values that makes America uniquely America.
Yes. And those values of freedom and individual rights and responsibilities and coming together seem like they're very spot on for the folks in our district.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. This district is Arizona. This district is America. Yeah. We have folks who have bust their tails, who have worked so hard to get to where they are in their life. They want good schools for their kids, they want good health care for their families, and they want good air to breathe so that they can continue to live their lives. And we need leaders that are going to be on the front lines to fight for that.
Yes. And those things of like the health care and education and climate and environment, those are also economic issues.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, so talk a little bit about your point of view around economic issues, inflation, business, taxes.
Of course. And what we need to do is we need to make sure that we're doing everything to bolster our local economy. The way that I see it is we must invest in our small and local businesses to ensure that our economy locally is the best that it can possibly be. And with that, we pair that with innovation. We pair that with creative thinking. We have Arizona State University, Grand Canyon Universities, Scottsdale Community College. Some of the greatest education institutions in the country right here in this district. So we have the pipeline of individuals, but we need to be very creative about how we approach economic development. Just look at what has gone through the United States Congress recently. We've had the bipartisan infrastructure bill. We've had the bipartisan CHIPS Act. We have the Inflation Reduction Act that will bring dollars to this district so that we can inspire innovation, we can stimulate economic development and create job growth. And we have someone who is in the United States Congress with David Schweikert, who has voted no on every opportunity to invest in our district. What is happening is we have David Schweikert that is costing you money, And I'm trying to make sure we put more dollars in your pocket. I'm trying to make sure that your kids and your grandkids have great opportunities for them to work and play and live in the greatest community in the country.
And all of those things, the job growth, education, healthcare costs, and all the innovation and federal resources coming in, those are also the things that keep our housing prices
That's
stable,
exactly right.
that keep our retirees who want to be able to live here and be able to have the cost of living that they can manage. All of those things come together.
That's
so
exactly right.
You've said that before, that you want to be a Arizona representative who brings federal dollars to the community.
And I'm glad that you bring that up, because I'm not running to be a federal official. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm running to be a local official that has access to federal resources, that is going to act in the interest of our district. We need people like those seniors that you mentioned. When you look at the Inflation Reduction Act, those seniors now have their medical bills capped at $2,000 per year, have prescription drugs, insulin for example, capped at $35 a bottle. That's the type of investment we need so that they can have the best lives possible.
Yes. Well, so Jevin, let's talk about our district and demographics. So this district is one of the most educated in the country, and there's a wide variety of folks here. About 75% white, 17% Hispanic. There is 5% Black, 5% AAPI. Talk a little bit about how you'll be the representative to serve this district.
Yeah, I mean, what it comes down to is that you need a representative that is going to do authentic engagement, that is going to meet communities where they are, that is not going to ask you to come to me if you want to talk to me, but to be deeply dialed into what is happening. I mean, just look at the beauty of this district. You have the two indigenous communities to the eastern part of the district. You have the deep Latino pockets in the western part of the district, some of the most beautiful forest land. In the northeastern part of the district, the town of Scottsdale, every corner of Scottsdale is in this district. You need a leader that is going to be authentic, that is going to be true, that is going to be transparent, and is going to be a bridge builder. Yes. And so I have a long career of working with folks from all walks of life, from all political parties, and you need somebody who's going to be a unifier and a uniter. I mean, in addition to that, I'll be Arizona's first Black member of Congress. Yeah. And when you think about the history that goes into what that means for the future of Arizona, we have an opportunity to make history together.
Yes. So Jevin, let's talk about abortion and reproductive rights. So there are women in our district of all ages and backgrounds and political persuasions that are feeling really upset about the recent decisions.
Yes. First thing I want to say is that I will always stand up and to protect our most basic human and civil rights. When you think about the right to decide what you so choose to do with your body, and that includes the right to have an abortion, I will be on the right side of history on this. I mean, when you have a representative like David Schweikert, who celebrated the dismantling of Roe, who said that a woman does not need the right to choose, who actively works every single day to restrict individuals of their constitutionally granted freedoms here to decide what they so choose to do with their body. You need a leader that's going to be on the front lines, and I'm going to be that leader, and I'm going to make sure that we restore these rights and that we codify this in the law.
Yes. Well, any other issues that you feel are really important for our district?
Of course, and I'm glad you bring that up. And the way that one of the core issues right now that's on everybody's mind is water. Yeah. What are we going to do about the water crisis? How are we going to handle the climate crisis that we're experiencing? We need to attack the climate crisis head on with 21st century jobs. And how do we rethink and reimagine how we look at this issue? And when you think about partnering with local and state governments, you need a federal representative that is going to identify those resources and bring them back home so that we can put solar panels over our miles and miles of canals. Now, does that solve the problem? It doesn't solve the problem. But what it does is it works to limit the water usage on other power resources so that we can start to work to solve the problem. We need a 5-year solution before we can get to a 50-year solution. Yeah. And we need to approach this with an open mind, with an open heart, and the willingness to compromise, the willingness to work across with both parties to identify a solution that's going to work for Arizona.
Yeah, that if I think about the voters in our district,
Mhm.
Republicans, Independents, and Democrats, they want to see solutions that are going to make
That's
a difference in
exactly
their
realistic
lives.
solutions. It's going to have impact, and not cost them dollars in the process.
Yes. So if voters want to find out more about you, what do they do?
Voters, you can go to visit us online at jevinhodge.com or follow us on social media at the same thing, at Jevin Hodge on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and we will be there to communicate with you. We want you to be a part of this movement. We want you to learn more about our mission and our vision for what we want to bring to Arizona's 1st District.
Yeah, well, thank you so much.
Thanks, Karen. I appreciate you.